Good evening, YouTubers. Now, I was watching one of Trevor Coult's films this afternoon, and he said, I don't know where he got the information from, but it's probably right because that's the kind of guy Trevor is. He said that Harry is going to spend 6 months in the UK and 6 months in America. Now, we know, remember our friend Jacko?
Oh, yes.
He got married, he's English, he got married to an American girl from Phoenix, Arizona, and he was only allowed to spend 6 months in America, and then he had to go back to the UK.
And she was only allowed 6 months in the UK.
Yeah, so
and it broke the marriage
They were
in the
doing
end,
6
actually.
months here, 6 months there, and this is normal for people.
And they had a little
apparently.
girl.
Yeah. So he's obviously had diplomatic immunity of some description, and I think it's not a choice. I think they've revoked his diplomatic immunity, and he's back with everyone else now.
Or it's tax.
And all tax.
Maybe tax.
I don't know.
Or maybe he just needs 6 months off.
6
I don't
months
know.
away from her.
I wouldn't put it that way. Maybe 6 months off from, I don't know, hamburgers, shall we say. I would never suggest he did 6 months off from Meghan.
I would. It's just my opinion, and without prejudice.
You could take Meghan. If she put a corset on all the time, because I don't do that anymore. I'm sorry, Graham. No, I seen you talking about history earlier on one of your community posts, and someone was going about Renaissance and all that. I was going to wade in and say, Graham's not interested in history at all. He just likes corsets. He's got a fetish. So if Meghan wore corsets, you'd put up with all sorts of shouting and spanking, wouldn't you?
Probably, yeah.
Because you like being spanked.
Oh.
I don't spank him. That's how I punish him. I refuse to. Anyway, I thought we were going to tell him about the Loch Ness Monster, because I said I wanted to tell that with you because you're the only other person that I know now who's. It was weird.
Who's actually seen it?
We were out in the bay. I think it was September, Superpod season. Absolutely, hundreds of dolphins in the bay. Tim was driving, and he was driving forwards, and a common dolphin jumped very unexpectedly really close to the front of the boat on the left side, port side, and it nearly came in the boat.
I remember it, yeah.
We were like, oh my God, if it lands in the boat, because they're quite heavy, it might hurt itself, we've got to get it back in the water. But he just missed the railings, and then on the right hand side of the boat, the port side, a tuna leapt out of the water, and it must have been 14 foot in length, fully grown tuna. And we all went, wow! And then it went splash.
It was running from something.
And then this thing came up, didn't it? And it was like, the only way I can describe it is like an enormous spinning inner tube of like an aeroplane type, massive
like a black tyre.
going
like a big black snake.
Yeah.
Massive.
And its girth
no head,
was,
no fins, nothing.
Its girth was like, I don't know if you can see on its girth was like that, it was like 2.5 foot across, like an inner tube of a big lorry or an aeroplane tyre or something.
Didn't see a head, didn't see a tail, didn't see anything.
Jet black, no petrol
just
fins,
a hump bombing it fast.
No
going
dorsal
after the tuna.
fins, no markings. Because a pilot whale have a what I call a Mr. Kipling sweep behind their dorsal fins. So do orcas. It's like a very pale grey,
and
like
got
on
great big fins as well, dorsal fins.
It was like a snake.
It wasn't an orca.
A snake that was about 2.5 foot thick, and we watched it spinning like that, chasing this tuna for a good 4.5 seconds. And everyone on the boat was like, "Oh my God, massive snake, Loch Ness Monster!" And Tim, our boss.
Some people were convinced it was an orca. And
I've already explained. Tim is Tim's unique. He stares into space sometimes. When people are talking to him, he doesn't respond, and he's just staring. And he was doing that at that moment, staring behind the boat, and he delayed reaction, and he heard everyone go, "Wow!" And he looked round and it had gone, and he went, "What?" And we told him, and he said, "Oh, you're imagining it." Yes, all right, yes, we get the idea. And then other moments, he's very animated and super charming. He is super charming, isn't he? He's Doctor Who. Cross between Doctor Who and... We were talking about this before. Cross between Doctor Who and... well, he is like Doctor Who. He really is. He's our fearless leader. And I'm sure we'll never get into trouble following him.
No. See you next time.